Welcome back, guys, to the second part here of WCG Close-Up Episode 14. If you haven't seen the first part, it's on this channel. You can check it out. We gave our thoughts on each and every LCK team going into the 2022 spring season. My name is Wolf. I'm still with Valdes. And as we mentioned in part one, part two is going to be about putting each and every LCK team and a few foreign teams into these four categories: uninspiring, not bad, on point, fire emoji, and worlds with a trophy emoji. Valdes is going to be standing up here with me for this opening, but he actually, unfortunately, was in a tragic hockey accident. He unfortunately was in a tragic hockey accident, so maybe you could tell the fans out there why you're wearing this.
I took a stick to the knee, not quite an arrow, I know. Would have been funnier. But yeah, I took a stick to the knee, and we're thinking a small linear fracture, but I'm getting an MRI tomorrow, so we'll see how it goes. That's part of the game, I suppose. Just, you know, because we don't wear shin pads, but either way,
how it is.
I'll be sitting for most of the episode, but wanted to stand for this, so let's also get into the...
Yeah. Well, I was just going to say, he's going to be good for LCK, guys, don't worry.
Yeah.
I'm going to be doing LCK teams first. I did not do this in alphabetical order, it's just shuffled. And the first one that we've got is Nongshim RedForce. We describe them as kind of a team of underappreciated players, but a very strong roster. What are you thinking for our RedForce team for 2022?
It's hard because...
I'm feeling on point.
Are we able to put it in the middle? Is that okay?
Yeah,
like, is that allowed?
I think we can do that, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they have the potential, especially if LCK has 4 teams. I don't know if that's going to happen.
Put it in between on point and worlds. Now, this is in no particular order in terms of top and bottom, so don't get too excited if you're like, but you put RedForce above T1. No, we're not doing that. So the next team that we're gonna be moving through this pretty quick. The next team is Liiv SANDBOX. So a team that has a pretty weak bot duo, has a role swapped mid laner into the top lane. Not really feeling too optimistic. For me, I'm kind of feeling between uninspiring and not bad, actually.
There's a lot to be considered, but I do feel like it's kind of the definition of not bad. Like, there's a lot of great players, but also we're not really sure what to expect. It could be a lot worse than the names itself on the page actually jump out at us as, but I'd put them at not bad.
You know what? You've sold me on putting them on not bad. I'm going to put them in the not bad category.
There we go.
All right.
Not bad.
Not bad for Liiv SANDBOX. Ooh, very exciting. We're jumping up real quick to Gen.G with the very, very strong roster, the super team they've put together. This one screams Worlds to me, to be honest. Like, I feel like this one has to be in the Worlds category. If we're not expecting this team to go on Worlds, Gen.G's accounting team with their budget is going to be like, oh god, we spent so much money, we need to go to Worlds. Like, they have to be in the Worlds category, I think.
Have they bought themselves a place in the Worlds category? Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. I think they should be in the Worlds category. Again, I don't think they're going to like dominate LCK necessarily, but if we do have even 3 spots, I imagine this team...
They would have to be in one of them.
Yeah, it has to be, like, you can't not put this in the Worlds category.
I would put it like...
You want to put it like this?
No, like a little bit more towards the middle.
Like this?
No. Like more Worlds, but like
this?
No, like on the left side of the column.
What, you mean like more?
No. Like this column. Put it like right here.
Like here? Like overlapping?
Like right
here. I'll let
here.
you put it. Okay. All right. Solid. So
now, my thoughts.
Now Valdes has made it so there's a slight scale between this part of the Worlds.
Yeah, of course. You know, we gotta use all of the column.
Okay, that's fair. DRX is...
I see you eyeing
Can
that
we just put DRX here? Like,
no.
Can we put them in the... We're not sure, like they don't fit the chart. Like,
this is kind of the grab bag, right? The patchwork blanket.
Yeah, this is the one that has Deft in the
Barrel.
roster, but also Barrel, but also
King and Pyoshik.
Yeah, King and Pyoshik, and then you end up with like a roster that we just really don't understand. Like, I feel like it's like out of bounds in the not bad category.
I mean,
there. Okay. It's out of bounds.
There you go.
Okay,
Perfect.
But it's like it could be on point. It could be not bad. It's definitely not uninspiring. Like
Yeah,
I feel like
no.
that's the like it can't be Worlds, and it can't be uninspiring, and it can't be Worlds. Actually, you know what? Why don't we just put it like I'm gonna rip
So
this
that
off.
tape stick again, like.
It's okay if it doesn't fit on the chart. It's okay. DRX, we can just pretend it doesn't exist. This is where I think
they're kind of on the chart.
they're kind of on the chart. They might be on point. They might be not bad. I think they won't be worse than not bad, and I don't think they'll be better than on point.
But they've gotten a few penalties along the way.
Yeah,
and that's why they're a little bit out of bounds.
They're out of bounds. We'll see
Okay.
how they go. The next one is the award winner for worst logo change in the LCK, K2 Rolster.
Yeah. I'm kind of feeling between not bad and on point as well. But
Yeah.
but inbounds, it's kind of like a tiny bit on this black line.
Yeah, like kind of like this.
Well, I was thinking on the other
Oh,
side.
you think more like on point? I don't know about that. Rascal calls Arya aiming at life.
I mean, it's not on point. We're not like, yes, on point.
What about like this?
Yeah, that's fair. Like
Up,
slightly,
like-
yeah.
Like here. All right, so
Yeah.
it's like mostly
Mostly on point,
but
but
like a little bit on the not bad side.
because there's like a lot of confusion within it. You
Yeah,
know,
I was
in terms
like-
of like a lot of different players from.
And it's a completely new roster that's never worked together.
Yeah.
Like I said, if it was clear the set of Cuz, it'd feel a lot better. But this one is probably the easiest one I think that we've had so far. DAMWON Kia.
Can we add another column? Do they go slightly off the board? Like, if it were my decision, I'd put them right here. But you can put them.
Let's put them like here.
That's fine. Yeah, like a little. Yeah, like
Yeah,
a
just
little bit
off.
Because
Okay.
there's nothing above Worlds,
We
right?
still
But
know
like
about-
we are like 100% they're going to Worlds.
Top lane is the one place we're a little bit nervous about. Oh, this one might be even easier. It's sad to say it. Let me pull the sticker off really quick first before we do this. But
I have a feeling that Wolf is not feeling too inspired about this one.
yeah, I think Fredit BRION is going to be just like
think
straight
that's
up
just
the
smack
most
dab.
uninspiring, like right in the middle. Like
Yeah.
I don't want it to be worse than uninspiring or worse to the right. It's like
No.
exactly like
Right in the middle.
The only thing this roster inspired was the uninspiring column.
It's just perfect. It's exactly
I'm so
right
sorry,
where it
Fredit.
is.
I'm so sorry, but it's true. You know it's true.
Well, we'll hope it'll be more expiring, but as of right now.
Afreeca Freecs, I feel like is maybe even more on point than KT Rolster. Like kind of like this.
I think maybe a little bit more into on point.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I think we can just say on point.
I think it's just another team
it's
that's
an
kind
on
of
point.
like, yeah, they fit there.
Yeah, let's put that one just completely on point.
Yeah.
There's not enough space to put them at the top. That's why they're like below KT. But don't read
They're
too
not
much into that.
They're
Internet
actually ahead
fans.
of KT because it's going this way.
Yes. Oh well, I think Hanwha Esports is
Why is
sadly
it
going
so wide?
in the uninspiring. We have to like move it to make sure it's not going to poke into the not bad because
Yeah.
I don't think there's any discussion to be had about this one. Sadly, sorry Hanwha.
Yeah, I feel
It
like
was a good run.
I feel like they fit pretty snugly there with Brion.
Now this one is
Unfortunately.
like, if this team is not going to Worlds, like Gen.G we talked about. Okay, if Gen.G's not going to Worlds, it's a big deal. You spend a lot of money. DAMWON Kia we're even more confident about. This one I feel like is like hanging off the side. Like
Really?
I feel like if you're looking at teams that we know based on their pre-existing synergy, right?
Well, then I would have put DAMWON like off the camera. Like, I still feel like their roster.
Do you think DAMWON's roster is better than T1's?
I do.
Oh, it's really tough. Like I want to say that I believe that, but I think that T1's roster has pre-existing synergy that DAMWON's roster will have to take to build. But because it is the Worlds column, like the expectation is by the time we get there, that should be built. So like,
Why don't we, because that's a bigger one in the wider way, why don't we put it in the same place as DAMWON, but it's got like some to the left of it and some to the right of it? Because we
Okay.
don't quite agree,
I like
so
that.
it's like a decent compromise.
Like here, I
Yeah.
want to put it next to DAMWON, but it'll cover Gen.G.
Yeah.
And they have a big rivalry, and the fans will be mad. So we're just gonna do this.
Yeah, I think that's perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a little bit more potentially, or like a little bit less.
Yeah,
or
that's fair.
similar spot.
So these are now your 10 LCK teams.
I love DRX down the bottom.
And at the end of the day, like we ended up with like exactly kind of what we were talking about earlier. Like nothing in this. Like these are the three teams we said like top three for sure. Pretty good chance of top three. You know, this one definitely don't think it's going to be bottom
Yeah.
five. KT Rolster in a position where it's like we just don't know, but like there's a lot of potential there. Liiv SANDBOX just one step ahead of Liiv Esports and Fredit BRION. So, and then DRX is just like off bounds. I feel like we did a pretty good job.
The unknown zone right here. Yeah.
We do have a few Western and Chinese teams on this list. I think this is with the assumption that Edward Gaming keeps their same roster. I think it's a pretty easy Worlds.
I mean, they literally just won the World Championship. They just beat this team, so you know. Well,
I think
who knows?
that's
who's better?
That's an easy sell.
Yeah,
I'll
absolutely.
put them towards the right. That's not really saying that they're like less likely than DAMWON or T1, but we're talking about LNG. They recently picked up Gen.G, and from what we know about the contract lengths of Tarzan, etc., it seems like the roster is staying together because no one's contracts are expiring. So the expectation is this roster is going to be largely unchanged, except a huge upgrade of arguably the weakest player in the mid lane. I'd say on point, yeah.
I think they're pretty on point. I would say that there were some question marks with Gen.G and the performance with FPX in the 2021 Worlds. I think that the roster is still very on point though, and I think we can put it right smack dab in the middle.
I was going to try to
once it
move
sticks, no, it's
we don't do
there forever.
reuse here except
Yeah.
DRX.
You saw that. Yeah.
So let's talk about Bilibili Uzi's team. I always feel very weird when players unretire after taking a large break. Generally speaking, when that happens, the player either has an extremely awesome redemption story of like 3rd or 4th place, where it's like, wow, like he still got top 4 after coming back. But sometimes they completely bomb. Very rarely do you see a player return after a break like Uzi did. Even though Uzi is one of the most famous players of all time, some fans would say that he's actually more accomplished than Faker. I think
I don't know about
too far, but some fans do say that.
But definitely not accomplishments.
Or maybe greatest of all time, right? But I would say for me, like Uzi rejoining and joining Bilibili, like I kind of take it as a bit of a liability more than I'm excited about it. Time will have to wait and see if time will tell. Bilibili has a lot of cash, so they can acquire someone like Uzi. But it does kind of feel like all-star stream team to me. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I think it's a little bit different in his case because he is coming back from kind of like injury zone, where he was like, he essentially retired because he's like, well, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to play anymore. But then he, I suppose, started playing again. He's like, oh, it seems good now. So, I mean, if he returns to his former form and, you know, he's got Chris right beside him, the rest of the lineup is quite good. I wouldn't call it quite the super team that a lot of people are touting it as, just because it's got the Uzi stamp. I'd say it's pretty on point. But like maybe a little bit less than LNG.
We put Bilibili like across here, and then we'll draw arrows. So like Billy.
I don't think it has 2 L's, by the
way.
way.
It did have 2 L's. All right, so I'm leaning towards the not bad side, and Valdez is leaning towards.
Yeah, I'll put them right there. Yeah.
Another team that we do not have a card for is Vitality, that I definitely think we need to talk about.
Yeah.
That team is stacked. It's got pretty much everybody who's famous or who
Perks
was
is
famous.
back in. He's back in EU, right? And I think that Vitality was like, all right, probably got in talks with Perks and a lot of the other good players, and they're like, we're going to spend some money. We're going to try to make a super team. Join us. And then a lot of people said yes. Looks like a really stacked lineup. Probably the best that we have in the LEC. I would say, taking a look at what else we have from the LEC so far, I'd put them at Worlds for sure.
I think so too. I'm gonna put them like towards the right side here. I'm just gonna do VIT for their try code because my handwriting is really bad. I should have just left this to you with like a star, like woo. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna do like a little one of these. Sorry, EU fans, I don't think they're gonna be able to compete with this bunch.
Yeah, I agree. So we did want to talk about some of the Western teams. We obviously mentioned Vitality earlier, but one of the big ones that is on everyone's mind right now is Cloud9. Biggest
it's
signing,
like right here in the hype column.
biggest signing.
You get a new column over there.
In theory, it could be like one of the most expensive signings that we've talked about today is the LS signing for Cloud9, who is a coach and former LCK commentator, someone that you and I have known for a really long time. He's moving out of Korea, sadly. He's going back to N8 Trader, like Summit, who's also moving to...
oh my god.
Summit is also moving to Cloud9. We have Berserker going to Cloud9. So it's a very strong Korean roster. Not all Korean, but with a lot of really strong Korean players. Fudge is role swapping to mid.
Yeah.
And we have Blobber, who's, I think, the best jungler in NA. I think most people would say hands down. So this, for me, feels like Worlds column.
Yeah, I mean...
Maybe on the left side
again,
a little bit.
Yeah, like a little bit there.
Because NA is a little bit volatile with, 100 Thieves and Team Liquid, which we'll get into later.
In terms of this column, we're definitely talking about, like, they're going to make Worlds, right? If we had to compare them to, like, a T1 or even a Gen.G, you might want to put them here. But because they're going, like, I'd put them
like,
right there.
Remember, guys, the difference between, like, DAMWON and EDG and Vitality is not, like, who's going to win Worlds, but it's, like, their likelihood of going to Worlds. So, like, I think Cloud9 is, like, kind of just, like, right about here, honestly. Like, there's a chance that they get upset by 100 Thieves.
DRX! Don't run away!
Stay.
Ignore DRX. He's a little bit feisty.
It's just how DRX is in real life too, so it's fine.
That's perfect.
Oh, that was CV Max. He just fell off the board.
Yeah.
Cloud9 is like small chance they get upset. Team Liquid, very new and exciting roster.
Yeah, another one with a ton of hype. The return of Bjergsen. We got Bippo over there as well.
Yeah, Bippo is the biggest question mark for me on this roster because he's
going back to top lane.
He's going back to top lane. He is role swapping. He's region swapping. He is playing on a team that has big egos on it, like Bjergsen. I don't want to call. When I say egos, I don't necessarily mean like they're rude or like they have a big head. But they have a lot of experience and they demand a lot of respect and they demand a lot of attention.
They're big personalities, right?
Yeah. I could see a world where like there's some, not infighting there, but like there's some growing pains that have to happen throughout the spring split.
Gen.G was the LCK reality TV squad and then Team Liquid is the NA one. So we put them there.
Yeah, I would put them like just like maybe here. I don't know your thoughts.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I might put it like slightly this way, a little bit, like around the LNG side, but I think it's fair.
We assume that
they might get a little bit out of control, so they're slightly off, The
assumption is that NA will have 3 seeds in Worlds this year. That's the assumption. Yeah. There were some honorable mention teams that we didn't talk about, which I'll just flash in front of you guys.
No, there goes
Rogue.
Rogue's on the floor, guys.
FPX isn't really complete yet, so we don't want to talk about them too much. 100 Thieves. I think we just do this, like we put them on point because
they're pretty on point.
Yeah, sorry DRX and Team Liquid, but just for the sake of putting it, like
that's fair.
Don't want to talk about them too much because there's not a lot of information. They're boot camping in Korea right now, and Mad Lions.
Mad Lions, they're trying to like push the hype through, and
I'm feeling like kind of like right here.
No, they're not that bad.
I mean,
I'd probably put them like here.
I'll leave it to you. This one's up to Brendan. I was kind of feeling like between not bad and uninspiring, but he's put away from uninspiring.
So uninspiring is a little bit like there are some rosters where I'm like I don't feel inspired by this roster, right? But they're like still a good team. And I feel like Mad Lions and maybe even 100 Thieves could be like uninspiring, but like
RNG, what we know about RNG right now is based off Doingy talking way too much on his stream, so we don't really know what their roster
put that with Rogue down there.
Yet, so we're not gonna get too deep into that. And then Fnaitc.
Fnaitc is another roster where, just like I was saying, like they are kind of uninspiring to me. I feel like they have a lot of top to middle level players from EU, so to me they're not very inspiring, but they're much better than the uninspiring column. I'd put them like
maybe like here.
Yeah, they're like kind of in this area. They're like kind of an Afreeca Freecs.
The thing about Fnatic's roster is it's really it's kind of like the Freaks on paper, but also like Rolster on paper. We don't know how well they're going to play together yet. And it's not our home region, so we don't feel like as experts like we can go, you know what, it's exactly here,
Yeah.
So I didn't even want to put them on the board like Rogue, but I think we could put them like right here.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Don't worry, Afreeca Freecs fans, you're still there. You're still ahead of Fnatic.
This again doesn't mean that like Fnatic is better than KT Rolster or the same as KT Rolster. We're just talking about like for their respective regions, how we feel about their rosters. And I think that kind of does it. I'm a little bit surprised we didn't get anybody else in the uninspiring. Mad Lions.
Maybe if we were a little bit more spicy, we might put these two teams in there and like maybe Liiv SANDBOX as well.
And if I was like really spicy, I might.
If you're like trying to create drama, you know, like put everybody in there.
I think a lot of Chinese analysts might also have like Bilibili on Worlds because they might be like, well, it's Uzi. Or is like some like Uzi haters might be inspiring.
I already have seen that on Twitter, so.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this second part of WCG Close-Up episode 14. It was really fun taking these stickers and putting them on the board.
For sure.
If you guys liked it, please leave a comment. Make sure to subscribe, like the video, and let us know if you'd like to see something like this going into, for example, LCK playoffs, or in the future, maybe the summer season when we see more roster changes. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.